Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd with another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode recap, Turtle Power. That's right, the show is back. It's really weird. The show just magically disappeared off the schedule, or episodes were still airing, but they weren't new episodes. And then we had heard that they weren't coming back until February, and then literally over the Christmas holiday, it was like a Christmas miracle, and they were like, new episodes are coming back January 10th. Riddle of the Ancient Eons. If you remember from like months ago, the past episode, they had found the planet where the first fragment of the black hole generator was, so they want to make sure they get it before the Triceratons do, so they can try to make sure that whatever happened last season doesn't happen again. Future Toy is like, oh, this is a peaceful planet. Everyone's cool and kind here. We're totally down and chill. But then they get to the planet and it's dark and it's gloomy and there's these weird creatures that look like Man-Bat from Batman the Animated Series flying around. And what's worse is while they're on this planet, there seems to be this, cloud of anger that's going around, and it makes all of the turtles and Casey Jones just mad at each other. They're always picking fights with each other. They're beating each other up. They just have a lot of anger and hatred towards each other for no reason whatsoever. They're basically living versions of YouTube comments. And Future Toy doesn't understand why this is happening, because this was the planet of the Aeons, who are these special creatures that were apparently the first creatures ever to evolve in the universe, and they are usually a peaceful group, so he doesn't know why they're there. He's thinking that maybe these bat creatures that aren't from here must have come to their planet and scared everyone away, especially because there's apparently this light that comes off of a temple for the Eons that kept them all there that's not there anymore. The Triceratons also land on this planet because they're trying to get that first piece of the fragment, and of course that same anger that's building around the Turtles and Casey Jones is building around the Triceratons too. Mozart is just straight shooting and slapping, pimp slapping every Triceraton near him. Where's that black hole generator? Peace. I don't know. Woocow! Hey, what do those readings say? Well, it says, too late! Pew, pew, pew! I'm like, dang, Mozart! And I just love that he is, that he's Michael Dorn. I love that that is his voice. Every once in a while, I just want him to turn around and just go, I am Mozart! Like freaking I am Weasel. Meanwhile, the Turtles and Casey just keep picking fights with each other. I love the fight between Donatello and Casey Jones over their gap in their teeth, who had the better gap. My gap is better than your gap. You got like a baby gap. I'm like, that's a store in the mall. Raphael and Michelangelo fight with each other. Leonardo is yelling at everybody, and they're like, shut up, Leonardo, you think you're so good because you're the leader. April's just like, come on, guys, my psychic readings are telling y'all that this is not right, that this is something with the planet doing this to y'all, but they don't want to listen to the psychic. April's trying to tell them, like she's freaking Raven, that's so April. Even the Future Toy had to go shoot at them, pull his gat out, his laser gat, and was like, pew, 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 shut up. The best part of the whole fighting, though, is Raphael's fight with Mikey, and eventually Leonardo said, shut up, and Raphael's like, look, I'm tired of you being the leader. And Leonardo's like, don't start with that leader stuff again. And Raphael's like, well, you're Splinter's favorite. I'm sick of that. And then they start going for each other, and I was like, oh snap, this is like 2007 TMNT movie all over again. And then right when they dive in, Leonardo puts out his weapons and hugs Raph, and he's all like, I love you, brother. And Raph's like, what? He drops his side. He's like, oh man, Leo, I can't believe I was about to, oh god. I was like, oh, the feels. Hashtag turtle feels. Are people gonna start shipping Leo and Raph now because of this? Tumblr is just weird. I ship him, Raphael, Raffinardo. Eventually they find this temple and they go inside the temple, but of course it gets all Indiana Jones. There's booby traps everywhere. Casey Jones presses a button that causes problems, like he's freaking Michelangelo. But eventually they go inside and they see that the black hole generator is there. They're all excited, except dun dun dun, the Triceratons are there as well to pick it up. The Triceratons grab the black hole generator, shoot some bombs, and now the turtles are trapped inside. They don't know how to get out. And April O'Neil is all like, oh wait, I feel something, I feel something. She presses this button that sends the tower inside down to a bottom level where she finds this thing called the Soul Star. This was a piece that was on the Aeon Temple, which allowed them to have the light, which kept their place bright and beautiful. It's basically like, you know how when Mufasa was the leader of Pride Rock and it was all pretty, but then when he died and then Scar took over, it got all dark again. But then when Simba came back and took over, then all of a sudden, like instantly, it was all pretty again. That's pretty much what this light does, this Soul Star. So they finally find a way out of the temple to try to put the Soul Star back to the top of the temple so they can bring the light back. But of course, those bat creatures are there, and April just goes ham. She like runs like she's playing football or something. Like she grabbed the Soul Star like it was a football, runs to that end zone, and then she puts the Soul Star on. It turns everything on again. Light goes back, and then seriously, just like I said, just like Pride Rock, it just a light just goes across the planet, and it goes from like purple and black to just beautiful blue and greens. Then we find out that those evil bat creatures were actually the Aeons. They had turned into those creatures and they're like, oh, thank you. You have saved us. And they tell this whole backstory of what happened. So the Utroms had the piece of the black hole generator and asked the Aeons to watch over it so that no one else could get it. The Aeons had never had technology on their planet before, and they were so mesmerized by this piece of technology that they got to the point where they started worshiping it. That turned them evil. Introducing technology into their world made them slaves to the technology, which then made them evil beings toward each other. They weren't able to communicate with each other. I personally don't know where they got the idea to do something like that. I don't know. Hold on. Weird concept, you know, being weird technology. I don't even know what they could have gotten that from. What? What does that even mean? I don't understand what that text means at all. Oh, I hate you. Stupid. What? To thank April for her help, they gave her a small piece of the soul star, which they say will give her good luck and maybe even some more power while they go on their journey. The turtles go back on their ship. Everything is cool. And they're talking about like, man, that's weird that the Aeons just went crazy like that over some piece of technology. And Fugitoid has this phrase at the end where he's like, you know, it just goes to show you that anyone can become obsessed with power. As he's saying that, they cut to April O'Neil looking at the small piece of the soul star and having a little smile on her face while Fugitoid is like, anyone can be obsessed with power. And I was like, oh snap. Are they foreshadowing something? Because April is still learning her psychic powers. Could we be getting into a place where April could get so into her psychic powers that she could get obsessed with her own power and turn evil? I want that to happen. I mean, I know eventually she'll be good again, but I'm just saying, if we could have like a dark April Phoenix saga, that would be amazing. Like she's just like flying around, like, you want to mess with me? And just like throwing turtles and Fugitoid and Triceratons all over the place. Maybe almost destroy the whole universe herself. That's so April. This is a good episode. The only problem is this was a perfect like ending to the set of episodes they had shown earlier. So I don't know why they took a long break and then showed this one. This felt like the end of the first wave of episodes that we've seen so far at this show. So I liked it. I just think I would have liked it even more if it came on the week immediately after the last one. Because I had to sit there for the first couple minutes watching this one going like, wait, what happened at last? Okay, they had made nothing, okay, and they worm, and then and then they found a piece of the generator. Okay, I'm back. What technology controls your life? I know something does. I love it like a play cousin. I'm Addy 5000. Chain chomp yo.